Welcome to Foundations of Teaching for Learning. This is Week 3, Putting Students First, and Lecture 3 on Theories of Student Learning. There are several theories on learning and growth. For the purpose of this class, I would like to focus on 4 major theories that has been around for some time. That is behavioral, cognitive, experiential, and constructive. Now we shall look at each one in turn. Behavioral theory. This is about making meaning or making sense by observing and listening and inferring from what students are doing. For teachers, they have to pay attention to what is he or she doing? Is that the right thing to do? How might he or she go about it differently? Next is a theory on cognitive aspect or the cognitive theory. This is about making sense or making inferences from ways in which students are making meaning or making sense out of what they perceive in the world around them. The teacher question here is, what is he or she thinking? What inferences is he or she making from their perceptions? How do I, as a teacher, understand? And how do I, as a teacher, intervene in the learning process? The third theory we are going to focus on is the experiential theory. This is about making meaning or making sense from direct experience, learning from how you respond to and feel about the world around you. The teacher question here is, how is he or she feeling? How is he or she able to express their feelings? What can I do to elicit and amplify the meaning of that experience for the students? The fourth theory under the theories of learning that we are discussing today is the constructive theory. This is a very interesting theory in the sense that it is takes students beyond what they know of and how they perceive things differently. And it is about making meaning or making sense of new information and experiences for yourself by drawing on how you see and interpret the world. And for teachers, it is very important they understand how students interpret the world around them. As I said earlier in one of my lessons, how students look at the sun and the earth, they think that the sun is revolving around the earth because it rises in the east and disappears in the west. And this is the kind of understanding teachers need to have, like how students conceive or misconceive a particular idea because they see things differently than how we see. So we can also think about what are the other ways that we can think about how children construct ideas and then help them see the things in right perspective. We saw from the earlier theories that experience seems to be a key thing for children's learning. Kolb has come out with a learning cycle. He starts with this concrete experience as the starting point, and based on the concrete experience, children start to think and reflect on that experience. From that reflection and observation they make, they start to form or formulate some kind of abstract concept in their mind. And that abstract concepts need to be tried out via active experimentation. And that builds on the concrete experience of the children. And he came up later with a modified model that you can see on the right-hand side of the slide. It starts with encountering. We always encounter an experience first and examine that experience and make sense out of that experience, try out what has been understood, and then that will concretize or make that abstract thinking clearer for children. We just saw Kolb's learning cycle. Now let's see how this can be applied in the classroom teaching. We start with objective for the day. We introduce a topic for learning and let students get engaged in the exploration of the topic and assist them to develop ideas and understanding around the topic and let them engage to compare with similar occurrences, alternatives, or other contexts. In this way, they are able to go deeper into that subject matter and get a deeper level understanding. That is encountering, examining, making sense, and trying out. Now let's look at perspectives from neuroscience on the learning process. Here is a list of 6 perspectives given to you. Take a few moments to look at these 6 aspects about the brain and the learning process. I would like to draw your attention to number 3, which says all learning passes through emotional centers in the brain. Isn't this true that every learning is somehow emotionally attached to some experiences that we have? So as teachers, we may want to pay attention to this aspect of emotional centers in the brain and help students understand. And the brain also prefers to get involved in conversation, conceptualization, and storytelling. I've seen this so true happening in many situations. Whenever any difficult concepts are conveyed in the form of a story, it is so easy for the children to grasp the ideas very fast. So this is how the brain can be connected to learning. So there are more implications from neuroscience. Another 6 is given here. You may want to take a look at this and see whether you do concur with the ideas given here. So, based on the neuroscience and learning, there is a kind of a summary here. Learning should be specific, learning should be thematic, learning should be interesting, learning should be challenging, learning should be active, and learning should be experiential. These are some key ideas as teachers for us to explore. Finally, we have come to our Think, Pair and Share section. Here, with a colleague of yours, you may want to think about what does students' learning and growth mean to you? What is the difference between learning and growth? Which of the 4 theories presented resonate with your teaching? Think about these questions and I shall see you in the next lesson. Thank you very much.